everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to our second part of our two-part series on Social Security. My name is Samantha, and I am in client services here at the Retirement Group. I moderate these weekly webinars. Today, we're going to be rejoined by our advisor, Wesley Boudreaux, and he's going to be speaking to you, FedEx employees, about the intricacies of Social Security. And our hope is that you'll avoid common missteps as you undergo your retirement journey. Wesley's going to be highlighting frequent errors and misconceptions, providing you with a clear grasp on the Social Security system. Before I bring Wesley on, however, I'd like to just remind you that although we work very closely with both active and retired members of the FedEx community, we are not affiliated nor endorsed whatsoever by FedEx. The Retirement Group is a completely independent group of financial advisors. After Wesley's presentation, I will jump back on with him to ask him any questions you may have entered into the Q&A box throughout his presentation. Please feel free to ask away. It's completely anonymous, and we truly do enjoy answering as many questions as we can, time permitted. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to our speaker, Wesley Boudreaux. Hey, Wesley.
All right. Hey, thank you again, Samantha. And as we said, we did one of these last week. This is kind of short and sweet. We're just going to go over some typical questions we see from time to time on Social Security Review. But again, if you have any additional ones, feel free to reach out to us directly, and we can go through that or provide you a full detailed Social Security analysis as well. Before I get started, just a quick reminder for those of you who do not know who we are. Again, the Retirement Group, we are an independent financial advisory firm that focuses on working with corporate employees and help them transition into retirement. And we've been doing this for a little bit over 30 years or so, and we work with quite a few different companies. Generally speaking, most of our advisors work with a select number of companies. That allows us to have a deeper understanding of your specific benefits plans inside and out, so we can help you through that transition phase into retirement, whether it be educating you on the pension, the 401k, healthcare retiree medical benefits, life insurance continuation benefits, things like that. We can go through all that with you. We do have offices throughout the country, so rest assured, if you need to sit down with one of us face-to-face, we can probably still accommodate that. Obviously, this day and age, it's very easy to have web meetings. We can do webinars for you or a group of people if you need. You can obviously phone calls, email communication, whatever your preferred method is. Just let us know. We can accommodate you there. At the end of the day, if there's anything you take us up on, it's that complimentary cash flow analysis we talked about before. This is actually a detailed written plan, a financial plan, if you would, that's going to let you know if you're on the right track to meet your retirement goals. Maybe you call in or you talk with us and say, hey, Wesley, I'm thinking about retiring at age 62, right in line with my Social Security. We'll go through there. We'll take a look at it and see, based upon your spending needs and everything and your longevity, if you're in good shape. We might come back and say, hey, you could retire a year or two earlier if you really want to. Or we might come back and say, look, you really need to work a little bit longer, maybe cut some of that spending. So we can at least give you an idea of where you stand. And that can in turn back into what's the best claiming strategy for your pension if you have one. Is your allocation, your 401k correct? And all those different items can be incorporated in that as well. But like I said, today we're going to go through a couple of additional questions we tend to get from the larger Social Security webinar series that we do. So let's get into that. And if you have any additional questions, just reach out to us. I'm sorry. So again, picking back up where we left off last week, the first 4 questions, let's get into the second 4. So question number 5 in this case, can name changes due to marriage or divorce affect my earnings record? And how do I ensure my earnings are correctly reflected after such a change? One of the questions last week was about making sure that our earnings records are correct and how often we should actually look at those or update those. I think I mentioned, as frequent as once a year, but ultimately at least every couple of years or so, to make sure there's no mistakes on the dollar amount that your employer is providing the Social Security Administration for your benefit. Now, in this case, this is a question on name changes, which can also throw a kink in the system. Let's assume maybe you get a divorce or you change your name for some reason. You have to go through submitting that information to the Social Security Administration in order to get that updated. So some of the things where I haven't seen this in the past, but I guess an example would be, let's assume Mary Smith gets a divorce and then goes back to her maiden name by making things up on the fly, Mary Johnston. And so she may have had some Social Security benefits as Mary Johnston for 5 years before she got married. Maybe she was married for 15 years and then she has benefits under, Mary Smith. And now she's changing back to Mary Johnston. So it could be a case where they may not match up. There may be a gap in there where they're only showing her Mary Johnston earnings benefits. So again, the first thing to do would just be to, once you go through that a divorce or separation or any type of name change situation that you could be going through, wait about a year to kind of check your records, see if they're still correct. But then also make sure that you've updated your name with the Social Security Administration, and just be more hawkish or more focus on checking that every year to make sure there's no issues on them capturing your benefit calculation there. Question 6, can I switch between my own Social Security benefit and a spousal benefit after I start claiming? I think we actually got a question similar to this at the end of last week. But the answer is yes. So it's not the classic file and suspend, which went away in 2016. It's really only eligible for those that were born before 1954 now. So most of you have gotten to that point where you're beyond that. But so what you can do now is you can actually file your own benefits and collect off of your benefits, and then later on, if your spouse decides to claim later, then you can claim the spousal benefit once he or she starts claiming as well. Now, the only reason that would be a benefit is if they have a higher benefit. So let's assume that maybe the higher income earners got a $3,000 a month Social Security benefit, and maybe you didn't work as long, or you didn't have as high an income, and maybe your Social Security benefit, let's say, is $700 a month. So what could happen is you could start claiming your $700 a month at whatever age you decide. If it was full retirement age, that's one thing. But let's assume that maybe your full retirement age was 1,000, so maybe you took it at 62, so you're getting 700 a month. So you may get 700 a month for a while, and you wait till your spouse collects full retirement age and starts getting that 3,000. So now you jump from 700 up to 1,500. And what happens is you'll get your 700 still, but you'll get that difference, that 800, for a total of 1,500 for the spousal benefit. So yes, that can happen. Now, it can't happen the opposite way, like I mentioned. I used to be able to, but now it's primarily you can file on your own benefits, and then you can also file on the spousal benefits later if you want that bump up. But your cap is at full retirement age, so it's not going to help you deferring any farther than that on spousal benefits. It does on your normal benefits, but not on spousal benefits. It's up to half of it at full retirement age, and if you take it earlier, it's obviously reduced. Next question. Under what circumstances can I claim Social Security benefits based on my spouse's work record? And how does it compare to what I'd receive under my own record? So, okay, kind of what we talked about before, this last question. The comparison all depends upon who's a higher income earner or who actually contributed to Social Security. If you are a spouse that hasn't worked and never contributed, then obviously the spousal benefit's the only thing you're going to have. You don't have the credits for your own Social Security. And how does it compare to what I receive? Okay, so what circumstances would you claim? So in order to claim a spousal benefit, your spouse, the one that has the Social Security, they have to start claiming. So you have to wait until they claim. So whether it be 62 to 70, somewhere in that range, once they start claiming, then you can also submit for spousal benefits if you're 62 or older. So again, if there's a big age gap, there could be some differences there. If you guys are close to age, then it won't be that hard of a situation. Honestly, if you have questions on this or want to dig into it in more detail, give me a call or give the retirement group a call. I can run a detailed Social Security analysis for you to show you all the variations of claiming strategies, and look at what's going to be the best outcome over the long term, financially speaking. Obviously, there's emotional decisions whether you want to take it early or late. We can go over that too, but financially, we can tell you what the best claiming strategy would be as far as taking your own and then getting spousal, or deferring all the way and just getting spousal. We can go through all those different options with you as well. But hopefully that answers that question. If it didn't, then give us a call. We can dig into your own situation. Last one here, and then we'll see if there's any new questions this week. If my spouse plans to claim benefits based on my Social Security earnings, what happens if they delay claiming beyond their full retirement age? Okay, I kind of alluded to this, I think, in the last question or two. It's not like your normal Social Security benefit, where let's say if my benefit was going to be $3,000 a month at full retirement age 67, if I went to defer it to 70, where I get an 8% bump each year, that's on your benefit, but it does not happen on spousal benefits. Again, it caps out at full retirement age, so the max your spouse can get is half of your full retirement age calculation. So in that same case, let's assume that my benefit was $3,000 a month at full retirement age, and my wife never worked or had a smaller benefit. The max she could get would be, if she took it at her full retirement age, would be half of my 3,000, so that 1,500. If she took it earlier, it's going to be a reduction of that. If she, for some reason, we waited till she was, 68, 69, 70, it'd still be $1,500. We just hurt ourselves. So there's no benefit in delaying the spousal benefit. There is the benefit in delaying your own benefit though as well. So hopefully that helps. Again, it's best to see this on a one-on-one situation and you're in a Social Security analysis. So again, kind of short and sweet, just a couple of questions there. Hopefully Samantha's got some more for us, but again, a quick reminder, the best way to kind of view all this together besides the Social Security analysis is a cash flow analysis, in which case we can run a detailed report to kind of take a look at, are you on the right track for your retirement goals? I mentioned before, we can run that. We can run variations to show you different strategies, also different claiming strategies in the Social Security, different retirement strategies as far as how to maximize your benefits at work as well. But honestly, right now, about 3/4 of Americans over 50 don't even have a written plan. If you can spend about 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so with us gathering some information, just about a week, we can get that detailed report or reports over to you to kind of go through that, see exactly where you stand to help you feel a little bit more confident about your decisions. And in turn, maybe drive some more information or to help you, make better decisions on your retirement picture with your company, and also maybe look at that 401k analysis as well if you have questions on your allocation, things of that nature as well. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But again, I'll keep these up here for a little bit when we go through the additional questions, but there's a couple QR codes. If you'd like to schedule a meeting with myself or one of the other advisors in the office, you can go ahead and use that. I think those meetings, they block about a week out. So if you need something earlier, just give us a call. There's also a LinkedIn QR code if you want to follow us on LinkedIn or get into your company specific LinkedIn page we may have. That will give you updates on more specific webinars. And as always, you can reach that info@retirementgroup.com or 1-800-900-5867. Did we get any questions, hopefully?
Yes, we did. We actually got two. The first one, how can I determine if I'm eligible for Social Security benefits based on my spouse's record, especially if I don't have the required 40 work credits?
Okay. Yeah, we kind of talked about this, but the requirements, the 40 work credits you're talking about, that's really going to be for your own personal benefit. Doesn't matter if you didn't work a day in your life, you can be eligible for spousal benefits. But again, that eligibility that I talked about is you won't be eligible for them until your spouse would file. So if he or she does it 62 or 67 or 70, it just kind of depends. But once they decide to pull the trigger, you can. Now you would have had to have been married for at least a year, so you can't go in there, get married, and start collecting the next day or next month. So that's one small caveat, is again being married for at least a year before you can actually start collecting on their benefits. So again, as long as you're married for a year, you can collect on their benefits. The 40 credits does not have any bearing on spousal benefits. That's only for your own benefit calculation.
Thank you. And I want to apologize if you guys hear the jets going off behind us. They are super loud. So I'm sorry. If I claim benefits under my ex's record, will it impact or reduce the benefits my ex receives?
Okay. I think we actually had a question similar to this on the first one about reducing your current spouse's benefits. It doesn't reduce theirs, nor does it reduce your ex spouse's benefits. I know a lot of you might say that'd be great if I could take it and hurt that ex spouse and reduce his or her benefits. It's one thing, but no, they use the ex spouse's benefits to calculate that, but it does not affect theirs whatsoever. And again, it doesn't mean that they have to be collecting like it were if you were married. Once that ex-spouse turns retirement age, 62 or later, if you want to file based upon theirs, you can. And to go back again, you would have had to been married for 10 years and not remarried in order to collect that ex-spouse benefit on there as well. So again, it's important to kind of make sure you meet those requirements. And then again, if just like anything else, if you defer, wait a little bit longer, then you can get a little bit more benefit than doing it as soon as possible.
All right, Wesley, that was it.
Okay, well, perfect. Well, appreciate everybody spending a little bit of time with us today. We kept this kind of short, like I said before. We got our bigger webinars on Social Security in more detail. Just give us a call. We can get that over to you. But any questions, give us a call. Again, we've worked extensively with a lot of companies over the last 30 years. We're not endorsed by nor employed by them, though. But if you have any questions, want to dig into this or company plans, just let us know. You can reach us at 800-900-5867. Thank you and have a great day.